I like to run and split wood. Those are the two things I really like in life. Hi, my name is Zach Miller. It's a little bit of everything. It's kind of like running a circus. uh, for one, it's pretty remote. It's 6 miles into the backcountry. There's no roads to Barr Camp, just a 6-mile trail. At the same point, it's not lonely. It's actually a very social place, because especially in the summer, there's tons of hikers and runners and people coming up all of the time. So it gets to be kind of crowded and crazy, and you never know who's going to walk through the door. We're kind of part country store, part search and rescue, part bed and breakfast, part janitors, part business managers, part just like hostess. So a little bit of everything. And then you throw in the aspect of that it's also where we live, and it makes for a really unique situation, because it's, in some ways it's your home, but in a lot of ways it's not your home. It's the place you live, but everybody's welcome to walk through the door, because the minute you think you're gonna finish washing the dinner dishes for the night, a search and rescue call comes in and you have to go out on the mountain again. It's never dull. And every season is different. So winters are slower, summers are crazy, falls are kind of in between, and spring is waiting for the snow to melt and hoping not too many people get stuck up when they think it's going to be a dry trail and they figure out it's a winter trail. You're not really allowed to be off. You work. I mean, of course I get to go away to race, or I get out the door to train, but when you're at Barr Camp, we operate every day of the year. I work with my sister and her fiance, and then another girl in town who helps us out from time to time, keeping that team dynamic running well and not getting too annoyed by everybody's little idiosyncrasies when you're living right on top of each other all the time in close quarters. A lot of people come over and like, oh, your brother and sister? Like, I could never do that. They're like, my sister comes to visit me for a week and I'm sick of her in 2 days. But it's very valuable to learn how to navigate that relationship.
I think it's a really good and unique experience. It's been so interesting living together again after not living together since we were in high school and seeing how we both have grown and changed and sort of come to our own perspectives of the world, but then have brought them into this same very tiny cabin and have figured out how to work alongside each other and live with each other and process those differences and also see the similarities that we do still have.
Balancing all the training with all the work. I could put in 10 hours and then have to go out and do 3 hours of training and then come back and have to go out on a search and rescue. On a good day, you crawl in at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. If there's a night rescue, you could be out till 2 in the morning, and then you crawl into bed and wake up at 6 again for breakfast. So balancing all that stuff can be a challenge. For me, I never really find it lonely. In the winter, we usually see at least a runner or a hiker or someone each day. Every now and then we'll get a big snowstorm and we might not see somebody for a couple days. But I never really find it to be too lonely. But no, I'm pretty content in the winter. It's a nice break from the busyness of the summer. And I do well to just kind of hunker down and entertain myself and train on the mountain, enjoy the peace and quiet. For one, it's just super convenient. I don't have to drive. I step off the porch and I'm on the trail. It also helps in that I live at 10,200 feet, so I'm already at altitude, and I can do a really good quality workout between like 12,000 and 14,000 feet. If I want to access that, I can get there very quickly. It's probably not uncommon for me to get 4, 5, 6,000 feet of vert in a day. I like washing dishes. I don't know if it's exactly a favorite, but I've kind of gotten into it this summer. I have like a method, and I just kind of have fun seeing how fast I can do them. But no, actually my favorite is probably splitting wood. I love splitting wood. It's like I like to run and split wood. Those are the two things I really like in life. But I like physical labor where you can see the progress. The toughest and least favorite would be shoveling out the composting toilets. You know, work is pretty labor intensive, you know, whether we're hauling wood or chopping wood or, you know, shoveling compost or hauling sacks of flour around or hauling supplies in. All that stuff is really labor intensive, and it's all done at 10,200 feet. So even when I'm not out running, I'm pretty much still training. So that just helps to toughen me up and make me better. At least that's what I tell myself.